Welcome to Population Biology and Survivorship. This is, when we do this in the lab, this is the most fun module we have because I've got you blowing bubbles, rolling dice, and chasing bubbles down the hall. But sadly, we can't do this online. But it's actually a pretty fun lab online too. It starts out, as usually, you've got the lab activity handout. Let me go click on it and pull it up. So you've got the lab handouts about population biology. Um, you've got, let me pull the other one up. There you go. This curve becomes really important. It's going to come up over and over again. So anytime I'm asking you about curves, we're talking about this curve. The lab handout tells you about the dice game simulation and about the soap bubble simulation. And I talk about the background information about survivorship, about the kinds of things that organisms do to survive and how they do that. And then in your lab handout, let me go get to the lab handout. In the survivorship, in the question set, you've got. Hang on, let me make this a little wider so I can see it. In the document, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to be filling out these charts and then posting a graph. And again, apparently I need to have the PDF file. So there's a graph, and I'll show you how to fill this out. So that's what I'm talking about in this lab demo. That is actually the hardest part about this lab. So make sure you look at the lab demo that shows you how to fill out these things. There's a quiz on the lecture materials. For the lab materials, if you want to blow the bubbles yourself, you can. I do want you to do the dice simulation yourself. But if you can't get the soap bubble simulation going yourself, you have the option of doing it. There is in the question set, there is a population set with data. So there are, Larry did this already for both the dice and for the bubble simulation. So if you don't want to blow bubbles yourself, you can use this data to fill out the charts. Larry also in his chart has, and I guess it looks like I need to give you a PDF version of this one, or you can download it. If you download it, it'll happen. You'll see it all the way. But basically what we want you to fill out is this curve here, and this is a logarithmic curve. You're actually familiar with those without realizing that you are, because all of your COVID curves were on this, and that's basically what I talk about in the lecture and in the lab. Then you're going to submit the survivorship lab notes here, which should include the dice population data, the bubble population data, the sheet with the curves, and then the answers to the questions that are on page 5. And that's really all there is for this one. So this should also be relatively short and sweet.